What's up, everybody? What's up, MGTOW? So I'd just like to put my 2 cents in on a video that English Dave made recently titled Upper Class YouTube Creators. Now in the video he was talking about kind of commenting on people's channels and supporting larger YouTube channels and kind of how it's a one-way street type of thing. And yeah, I kind of experienced similar things on YouTube. And, I mean, you can look at it from a lot of different perspectives, I guess. Because, I mean, I understand that a lot of people have a huge amount of commenters. And, from responding to comments myself, it definitely does take some time to respond to comments. And, I mean, if you're getting over 1,000 comments or 10,000 comments on a page, it would be hard to respond to all those comments. And I think it has a lot to do with how the YouTube ecology is set up and also how they psychologically manipulate people. Because, I mean, it's pretty much been proven that they have psychologists trying to figure out how to game your mind and, your reward systems and all that type of stuff. And if you look at it, the way YouTube is set up, it's kind of set up in a way where, psychologically, there's a division between the audience and the creators. I mean, even if you just look at the way that the names are presented, where you have content creators and then you have subscribers. I mean, to me, they might as well just go all the way and just call it content dominators and content submissives. But maybe I'm just looking at it in that way too much. Because, I mean, personally, I prefer to refer to what they call subscribers as viewers or my audience. Because, I mean, calling people your subs, it sounds kind of weird to me. But that's just me. So maybe that little psychological thing kind of puts a barrier between the audience and the creators too, because it's kind of automatically putting the creators up on a pedestal because you got your subs, your subscribers, and then you got the creator, like the creator. But again, maybe I'm just reading a little bit too much into it. But yeah, I mean, personally, as far as it goes, I mean, I don't usually get too up into it. If I leave a comment on somebody's page and, they don't get back to me, then I typically just don't leave comments on people's pages. Now, there's exceptions to that because there's some people who they just don't respond to comments at all. And I respect that kind of more, because there's certain creators where they even say in their videos, they're like, look, I'm just not going to respond to comments at all because, maybe they don't want to play favorites or maybe they don't want to run into these type of situations. But it seems like some of those people actually do read the comments because in future videos they might allude to the comments or, they change their view based on things that people say in the comments, which that's cool too. But then, like English Dave was saying, there's some people who, they're kind of selectively, they've got their inner circle of commenters that they respond to, and possibly they don't want to respond to other content creators because people have that, that psychological attitude where it's a competition. We're not sharing in the YouTube thing. It's like, it's a competition. You put a bunch of numbers up there and, people are going to want to get bigger numbers than other people. And so if they see you as a content creator, they don't want to boost your channel by responding to you. And so it kind of becomes a battle between content creators, which I guess in something like MGTOW, it kind of sucks because, we're a small group and we're trying to work towards a common goal, but then people don't want to interact with each other. So it makes it pretty difficult to actually get anything accomplished. And I mean, I guess there's some content creators that did kind of get under my skin a little bit because, for instance, there's one creator, I won't say who, but, you know, they put out a video basically making the argument that, how come titty streamers on Twitch can, get $300, $1,000 donations very quickly, and, male content creators on YouTube aren't getting much financial support. So I said, fair enough. That sounds like a pretty good argument. I'll make a quick donation or whatever. And, after a while, leaving some comments here and there and never getting a response from the comments, you start to wonder. It's like, well, one thing you got to give titty streamers credit for is that at least they, give the audience what they're asking for. So the audience is paying them, and then they're giving something to the audience, kind of placating to the audience, however you want to say it. So maybe that's why they're getting so many tips or, donations, whatever. But then I found it really interesting because, like Dave was saying, a lot of us are in similar circles. So then when I'm watching a live stream and I see the same content creator that won't respond to my comments begging another content creator to come on their channel, and the content creator's not really giving them the time of day, and they're like repeatedly commenting on their channel. And then I've seen this same person do this to more than one content creator, and it just happened that both of those content creators had more subscribers than them, and they are kind of like, very persistent on commenting on that person's channel and trying to get them to come on their live stream. That was when I kind of threw in the towel on that person, because I was like, well, you're doing the exact same thing to other people, and then you wonder why you have to like consistently beg the other person to come on your channel because you're treating people the same way. It's kind of like, that's why I kind of take more heart to black people that are racist than white people that are racist, because it's kind of like, if you're a black person and you're claiming that you're experiencing all this racism all the time, and then you turn around and then are racist to somebody else, it's kind of like, it seems to me to be more like negative, because if you know exactly what it feels like to be treated like that, and then you're going to turn around and treat somebody else like that, that kind of, at least to me, makes you worse of a person than somebody that doesn't know what it's like. I mean, you can look at it the same way with, like, say, for instance, this Asia Argento thing, where it's like she's claiming that she was horribly raped by Harvey Weinstein, and then you find out that she was also raping people. So it's kind of like you kind of lose sympathy for them, because it's like, well, you're claiming that you know exactly how it feels like to be raped, but then you're going to turn around and rape somebody else. So it kind of makes you worse of a person, because at least the original rapist that wasn't raped by other people, they don't know what it's like to be raped. So, like, not saying that it's better to rape people, but I'm just saying in the context. So, that's why I kind of threw it in on that content creator, because I was like, well, I'm doing the same thing to you. I'm trying to comment on your page and, possibly have a conversation with you, but you're too good to respond to me. And then I see you on somebody else's page commenting on their thing, and they're too good to respond to you. It's just kind of hilarious to me, basically, at that point. But yeah, like I was saying, I think that a lot of it has to do with the way that YouTube has set up YouTube. And, because I mean, like you were saying, that people have a higher quality video, but I don't really see a difference in your videos, Dave, than Sticks, Hex, and Hammer or Sargon of Akkad. I mean, basically, you're just a guy filming yourself on your camera. I mean, your camera's pretty high quality. I would say that your audio is better than Sticks, Hex, and Hammer. It kind of sounds like he's shouting all the time. But maybe you need to show a little bit more nipple. Maybe that would get your subscribers up. Seems like it works for Sticks. And, besides that, people kind of do form monopolies, because you can see it how, the bigger content creators work together and they kind of form a monopoly over a certain topic or a certain type of political thing or whatever the interest group is. And then they all work together kind of back and forth, sending subscribers back and forth, but they don't want to promote any of the smaller channels because that's competition. And especially people that are making money off of it, they don't, they're not going to let anybody in on it. And, in certain things, it makes sense. Like, if it's a video game channel or a fashion channel or maybe an art channel or something like that. But when you're talking about political channels and social channels, there should be some level of, people trying to get as many people's opinion as possible, as opposed to just sitting up there spouting their opinion all the time, and then when people comment with a contrary opinion or something like that, then they just ignore their comment. Because especially, like I said, if you're making money, you don't want to change your message, because that's what people are paying for. But also I think that, it would be interesting if YouTube kind of changed the titles. Like, instead of having content creators and subscribers, if everybody on YouTube was just considered a contributor, a YouTube contributor. So then when you subscribe to somebody's channel, you would be called a contributor. And then they're a YouTube contributor too, because they're creating content, they're contributing to the YouTube community. You're contributing to their channel by subscribing to it. And then maybe that would psychologically level the playing field a little bit. Or, they could instead of calling people subscribers, they could call them channel promoters or channel boosters or something besides sub. Because like I said, why don't you just call it channel doms and channel subs? That's basically what you're saying. But besides that, it's kind of a uphill battle thing, especially if you come into a genre that's already, flooded with creators and stuff like that. It's just how it is, People don't want to help each other out, and, people feel as if even though they were there first, or people just like them more or whatever, that makes their content better. Because like I said, I can't see a difference between your production level and a Stick, Sex, and Hammer production level. Maybe if you had a blander background without all the flags and stuff, because maybe people don't understand what they mean or something. Because if you look at Sargon, he's always got a plain background and he's dressed very plain, so he can reach the widest amount of people. And like Sticks, he's just showing skin. He might as well be a titty streamer. But besides that, that's just how it is. So I'll get out of here on this one. Have a good day and go MGTOW.